A gentleman with a design. It's a rose with a banner and a name inside the banner. It's a very nicely done tattoo, but he is no longer with this person and would like to get this banner changed into something other than a banner and wipe out the name. What we're going to attempt to do is turn this banner into a snake's body, if possible, with it continuing the direction that it's going, curving back around, using the inside of here. Possibly we can do some scale work down in here to scramble up the lettering, come back in on top of the scale work with some shading and color, thus getting rid of the name. But when doing a cover-up, that's what's the most important part. You've got, especially when you're covering lettering, you don't want to see any portion of the lettering showing through the cover-up. That's the effect we're looking for. A lot of times when you are doing a cover-up, especially lettering, if it's done by a crude machine, you might have it raised a bit. And if that's the case, no matter if you're putting color over to whatever, you're always going to be able to see that raised portion of the tattoo through the new tattoo. So you got to keep that in mind. This particular one was done very well. It's very flush with the skin, so I don't think there'll be any problem with the name actually showing through the tattoo once it's complete. So what we're going to attempt to do with this is turn this portion of the banner into the body of the snake, trying to keep it as natural looking as possible, which is going to be kind of tough with this particular design, but we're going to give the college try. And once you get the basic outline, it's going to continue around behind the rose here and probably come out this side with the head of the snake being up here somewhere. This portion is going to be the body, and once I've got that drawn in, we'll come back inside here, and like I said before, you've got to scramble these letters up so that they're not legible. So we just come in and make some little cross-hatching, as we use in the term we use in this business, where you make some kind of diagonal lines in one direction, then come back and go across them from this direction using a curved stroke so that it looks more like a scaled look. But once it's done, you can see that you can no longer, the name was Denise, you can no longer read the name, and that's just with the pen marks. Once the tattoo's actually done with that black ink, then the shading going across it, you won't even be able to read it or see it at all. Okay, remember when you're doing your cover-up, you stay to the outside of the existing lines. You want to try to make that existing line part of the tattoo, but you want to try to stay to the outside as much of it as you can. And then when you get to the part of the lettering, try to scramble that up as much as you can, in this case with the scales in the snake's body. Get these lines for the body itself marked. Again, it doesn't have to be a perfect line at this point, just so you don't lose your drawing or your stencil here. Now we're going to go to the cross-hatching belly scales. I'm going to go right through the letters with these cross-hatching marks. They have to be curved lines. They can't just be diagonal lines because this is a curving design. So you put a little curve in there. Getting down to the cover-up portion of this design now. And again, I'm just going to go right into this black shading that I put in there earlier with the green. Go right over the top of it. And as you see, I'm leaving a small space between the top of the dark green and the line in the snake's body. That's going to be for a highlight of whatever color I choose. Sometimes you can use a lighter green, you can use yellow, you can use blue, it depends on, I guess, how you're feeling that day. I chose green for this design for a couple of reasons. I like the way snakes look when they're done in this fashion. And green is a dark color, and it's really good for covering up letters and things of that nature. Since these letters had green in them already, that's even more of a plus for me because I'm just matching a pigment that's already in the skin. So that makes it even better. If you'll just put that black shading in first and then go over the top of it, it's really good with a nice look. This is the end of the snake cover-up tattoo we've done here this afternoon. I think she turned out pretty darn good.